What's good, Sixers fans? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II, and you guys are locked in on your dose of Chalk It Up, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just gotta charge it to the game. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe for more content, especially if you're new, and also go check out that Chalk It Up merch shop as well. All the links are available down below in the description if you want to support the channel. But without further ado, let's hop right into the content. Now, the Philadelphia 76ers are now up 3-0 on the Washington Wizards, and they've made it clear that they are the better team. And we pretty much knew that. They had been the better team throughout the entire season, and the numbers show that, the productivity shows that, and this playoff series shows that as well. I want to give credit where credit is due to Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal for pretty much fighting and carrying their team. But most likely, the obvious thing is they just don't have the personnel to compete. But I want to take the time to dive into a more specific topic when it comes to this series. I want to talk about the fact that Tyrese Maxey has been outplaying Shake Milton in deciding fashion. Now, I want to throw Shake Milton some bail because this wasn't always the case. Milton normally is the first guard off of the bench, and he played well to close out the season. But things didn't really carry over to the playoffs. In the regular season, to close out the season, he averaged 14 points per game in the final 3 games. And he had a plus-minus average of +5. So when he was on the court, he had more positive plays than negative. He was effective. But like I said, he has began to struggle in this playoffs, and he hasn't really been able to get into a rhythm. He's averaging 3 points per game in 3 games so far in the playoffs, and he has accumulated 7 turnovers, and he has a plus-minus average of -16. Now, bringing up Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey has been significantly more effective. He also played well to close out the season as well. He averaged 14.6 points per game to close out the season in the final 3 games. And he had an average plus-minus of +34. A +34 average in the final 3 games of the season compared to Shake Milton's +5 in the final 3 games of the season. That's a significant difference when it comes to their effectiveness and the amount of positive plays and negative plays. And then Tyrese Maxey's effectiveness carried over into the playoffs as well. Now, he's not averaging too much more points. Tyrese Maxey's averaging 5.6 points per game in the series against the Washington Wizards. But here's the thing, though. He's only accumulated 1 turnover. 1 turnover in 3 games. And he has a plus-minus average of +11 compared to Shake Milton's -16. So it's clear Tyrese Maxey has been a better player in this series. Tyrese Maxey has been more effective. Tyrese Maxey has been able to make more of an impact on this series than Shake Milton. And it's clear when you watch the games, Shake Milton just seems a bit indecisive. He seems as though he's second-guessing every decision he makes, whereas though Tyrese Maxey seems to be playing free. He seems to be having more fun out there. He seems to be more in flow, more in sync with the offense. And Doc Rivers is noticing it himself. Doc Rivers was actually asked why he's been going with Tyrese Maxey more than Shake Milton in this playoff series. And he said it's pretty obvious. Maxey just matches up better. And when you think about the way that Washington Wizards play, they play downhill. They get a lot of their points in the transition. And that's really driven by guys like Ish Smith and Raul Neto coming off their second unit. And Doc Rivers just said we had to match speed with speed. Tyrese Maxey just matches up better in this series, and that's okay. You know, Milton is going to eventually find that matchup. You know, he's eventually going to get back into his rhythm. You know, the playoffs is a marathon, not a sprint. But you can't ignore the blatant effectiveness Tyrese Maxey is having on this team so far. And don't be surprised if Tyrese Maxey eventually takes over Shake Milton's minutes entirely, because Tyrese Maxey is only going to get better. And I fear Shake Milton may shrink under the pressure. But once again, this is a game of matchups. This is a game of runs. And sometimes when you're coming off the bench, you just don't have that matchup. Sometimes a series just doesn't work with your game. especially all things considered with the Washington Wizards and how they play. And it's no slight to Milton. Like I said, sometimes the matchup is the matchup. And Tyrese Maxey just matches up better. He's a quicker player. He runs more down. He runs more downhill. He's better in the transition game. Whereas though Milton is better in the half court because he has that experience. But Tyrese Maxey is showing that he's capable of playing in the half court as well. Like I said, man, you can't ignore the blatant disparity between their plus minus to close out those final 3 games of the season. Whereas Maxey had a plus 34 average compared to Shake Milton's plus 5 average to close out the final 3 games of the season. You can't ignore that. And then, like I said, Shake Milton's turnovers have been a detriment to not only the team, but to himself. And Doc Rivers has just had to take him off the court. But I'm sure Shake Milton will get back on track. But don't be surprised if Tyrese Maxey ends up taking his minutes. That's just how I feel about that. I'm your guy, Tony DeShields II. And you guys are locked in on your dose to chalk it up. Where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. And let's go Sixers.